Well, made it back. Uh, Sounds actually pretty quiet tonight, even though everybody's home, I'm pretty sure. There's a little bit of traffic outside. We got a winter weather advisory going on. Looks like freezing rain, sleet, and snow well into tomorrow. So there won't be much of a sunrise. It'll just get brighter. So anyway, and it's going to be right around, freezing, so 0. Um, yeah. So the guy that asked me about sponsorship yesterday, seems like he may have had second thoughts because, you know, maybe he got it's like, no, I take this very seriously. This is not something that's it's not a game. It's not something that I don't take it lightly. So it's like either do or do not. I don't play around. If, it's like, it's easier for me if he just never calls. And I just see him at meetings and talk maybe, and but we'll see. He's got my number, and he kind of avoided me tonight, which is fine with me. That's my take on him having second thoughts, is the fact that he kind of, because he was being kind of friendly and saying hi and being actively making eye contact, and tonight he was more like ducking me a little bit, and then he moved across to a different chair under weird, it's like okay, um, hmm, I don't care. But then he shared pretty well. It was a topic was on relapse, and you know, and I shared for a good 5 minutes on my thoughts on it, and he shared right after me, which is a good sign. So, he must have, and I did give him the pamphlet. So that's a key thing, is like, because people don't understand what sponsorship is about. I don't. I need to look at the pamphlet myself again. But people have strange ideas about what sponsorship is about and what a sponsor does not do. And what a sponsor does not do and is not responsible for is a hell of a lot more than what people think. It's like, no. It's like, I don't do this for you. I can't live your life or take your responsibility of your actions for you. You make your choices. You're the one that lives with them. When, if things go good, that's on you. When things go bad, that's on you. You're not in control of everything, but you do have the ability to have a better attitude about the things that go on around you. So, I don't know. I just know for myself that my sponsor, he was there, and I appreciate that. Like for him being available on those few occasions when I actually, you know, felt pressured to, call or whatever, like guilted or shamed or like I guess I should, because other people tell me that I should, but I was just like, I already knew from myself that this is what I was going to be doing. I just didn't know how I was going to go about it yet. So it's like, you know, just show me and I will do it. Show me slow. Show me step by step. Show me, give me examples. And just, okay, so when this happens, just do this. When this happens, just don't do that. Or, just, I needed, I needed an example to follow. And it's like, and no one was going to be there with me as I went through my life. All these little things that happen, you know, but I just knew, just don't do what I used to do against everything, which was run away or hide or disappear or, shut down. And I still do that, but I've learned how to do that in moderation. You know, it's like when I get emotionally overwhelmed, I need to go away. That's, I get emotionally overwhelmed semi-frequently, and I think that's fair. I mean, I can't get better from that because it is a complicated world, and I just have difficulty, with things like that, and I'm not going to get better from, it's like there's that whole autistic thing again. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous is not going to, it's not, has nothing to do with, autism, and it's not designed with me, and so people seem to think that a lot of my behavior, and it's like, oh, they don't understand because I don't talk about it. And they think that all the stuff that they don't know about is somehow their business. And I'm up to something, or it's like, and it's like, I really don't want to have to explain myself. And you're really making it inconvenient, for me to, it's like, it's not mine, but it's an outside issue. And it's like, nah, bah. It's not going to get any better. This is just going to be an ongoing thing. And it's just a constant choice whether or not I want to tell people about it. But I choose not to. I've chosen before to tell people about it, and I've gotten, I didn't like the results. So I decided to, stop telling people because I didn't want to be treated different. And it seems like when I stop telling people, people forget. They think it's a phase or something, or who knows what they think. But people just seem to forget, and they stop telling other people, and then they forget, and then they think it was just some rumor, and then people's memories just fade away. So it's like, well, I just don't need to talk about it anymore, and I don't need to remind people or reinforce. And people just forget and they fade away, and also people just disappear, and whoever they just disappear. So, and another younger guy, he came back. Oh, and that girl, she disappeared again. So she had volunteered to be there for tonight's meeting, and so she's gone again. So, but another guy, another young guy, he comes and goes. He's back again, and so that should provide an adequate substitution, because it seems like I get attention when it's like, I don't want this attention to begin with. But whenever his friends disappear, or, he loses, it's like I become a project. And it's like, no, I don't want to be a project. Go find somebody else. And luckily for me, somebody else showed up. So now he will focus his energy on this other person and leave me alone. And it's like he misses his friend. And it's like, oh, I was never the person that he thought I was. And I never wanted to be the person. I didn't know what else to be doing at that time. So it's like, the best thing I can do is not, I couldn't if I wanted to, but it's like, I can never be who he thinks that I am, because he will treat me like the person that he thinks I am. And I can never live up to being that person, and I don't want to either. I don't want to be that person who he thinks I am. And then I will fail at being the person that he thinks I am, and then he will start to think that there's something wrong, and that he needs to help me fix it to become better like who he thinks I am. And it's like, no, there's nothing wrong. That's not me. That's the thing. I can be myself. I can't be who anybody. That. So it's like, I am being myself extremely well, and my being myself is not contingent on anybody else knowing about it or understanding it. That right there. People don't have to understand me for me to be me. They don't have to approve of me for me to be me. They don't have to like me even for me to be me. I'm trying not to be a villain, but I'm trying not to be a hero either. I don't want the attention. I mean, I like attention, but I don't want. I like to not be noticed when I don't want to be noticed. I like to kind of, I don't need to hide, but it's complicated. It's like if I get inside, I want to go outside. I'm outside. I like the option to come inside. I like my options. I don't like to feel trapped. I got trapped in here for a long time, and I couldn't get out. And so, oh, that brings me back to good. Um, hmm, the whole, and I can change the words around, but because it can be, I first found it. Um, there's a whole story behind it, but I first found this way of thinking of things a while ago, but I don't know if I heard it or I adapted it or added on to it, but I'll see if I can get it right the first try. As far as in terms of the context of sobriety. Sobriety is about getting sober, becoming sober, living sober, staying sober, being sober. Right. And I got it right. That's how I meant to say it, and that's how it is. And it might be subject to change as I think of new things, or maybe add on to things, but 5 things. And since I've, or heard that or came up, whatever, instead of sober, insert the word real. Instead of real, insert the word free. And there's other words I'm sure that can go there too, but it's about getting, becoming, living, staying, being. And no one can take that away. It's a right. So tonight I was thinking about being free and about how no one can tell me who to be and no one can tell me how to be that person. It's like I get to be me. I don't have to be anybody else. And if people appreciate me for me, great. But if they insist that there's something wrong with me when there's nothing wrong with me, then I don't have to listen to it. I don't have to be subject to that abuse and manipulation, and I don't like it. And so it's like I don't have to be a party to it. I didn't get sober and get this whole brand new life to be subject to all this fear, doubt, suspicion, paranoia, malcontent. It's like people are trying to find things wrong. It's like when there's nothing wrong. It's like constantly second guessing. It's like, well, I might, it's like, I don't know. If that's how people want to live their sobriety, and that's how they're fear mongering and doomsaying, and just if that's how people want to do things, they can have it. I don't need it. I've got enough going on up here. I don't need any more extra. I have my quota of all the opinions that I need, and it's like I have a very close inner circle, and I like things like that. People really, I don't know, they seem to want me to give them, that's the thing, the automatic deferment, that automatic respect, that automatic trust. No, that's not how I work. That's not how, it doesn't, I appreciate that they have similar problems to me, and I appreciate that they have a similar disease to me, um, but I'm just not the same. Um, and it's not because, I'm not looking for differences. It's one of the things. I look for similarities, and there are a lot of similarities. And that's why I do and am able to connect and be coherent and share very well and, all that kind of stuff. But I can relate very well. But I don't think the way that I relate, I don't think is understood as well. I think there's a couple that have an idea, and so I like to be known, but I like some things to be left unknown. It gives me freedom of movement. And it's not because I change my opinions. My opinions stay the same. But I like my way of being able to say my opinions, to be able to be continued mobility, fluidity and mobility. Something like that. I'm not sure exactly what I want to be saying, but there's a lot of me that is always going to be in some sort of transitory state. And I think that's a good thing. That means I'm not stagnated, getting into some static mindset where I am locked in and I can't think outside of whatever it is I believe. Because no matter what I tend to believe is true, I've been wrong about things. It's like I hope things are true. But a lot of times I just don't have all the information. And even if I did have all the information, do I believe all the information? Because there's a lot of stuff that I don't know the questions that I need to be asking. And it's like, sometimes I don't want to know the answers, so I don't ask the questions. So I prefer to live in my world of not knowing, because I find it more beneficial to me. It's like I prefer to not know some things, and I don't know. Maybe it'll go on like this for a while, but and then we'll see what happens. That's the beauty of living in this world, is that anything can and tends to and does tend to happen, at least in the in my reality. I'm not even supposed to be here, and am I here? It's hard to say. It changes. So, but for right now, I am here. So, and I like it. So I keep choosing to be here. I keep choosing to do this thing. And it's just the simple little things that fascinate me, and the complicated little things, and the complicated big things, and just all sorts of little things and big things, and the universe, and learning new things that I never took the time to learn, took the time to understand or appreciate and see the majesty in, find the magic in. So, I don't know. But I'm having a much better time than what I used to have. So, the world is new. Every day I choose to live it. So, maybe maybe that has something to do with why it feels like I get more attention than what I want. Is people, they see what they want, and but it's like I wouldn't know how for. It's like I don't know how I got what I got. You know, it's like how much is to do with just my natural state, and how much is from I don't think I learned what I didn't get this from recovery. Um, you know, this just got the mud off. You know, what was underneath was already there. It's just all that mud, and was I'm just getting clean. You know, from from living badly for a long time. Just the accumulation of stress and accumulation of bad experiences and treating myself badly, living badly, feeling like a monster, living like a monster is how I felt. You know, treating everybody and everything and not just being a bad person. You know, I didn't have any consequences except for the consequences I got, except for those. But during my time, it's like I was left to go about my business, and no one, I'm sure I wasn't a fan. People weren't fans of mine for not showing up for work and being kind of a scoundrel, as far as like not being a good. I was always in a bad mood. I was always kind of pissed off and angry about something, and so I wasn't fun to be around. But I don't know. Even then, I was kind of protected or something. I don't know. It's weird. People always just seem like the one to help me, and I'm just always trying to, it's like no. Until I really needed help, and then I was grudgingly obliged. And now it's like, no, okay, I've got my wits back. As many wits as I think I've got. I don't know if I can get any more wits, but I don't know. I try to help people, but I can't do it for them. I very, really can't do much for other people. People think I can. People seem utterly convinced that I have answers for them, that I know stuff that they can use that is going to help them. And I don't know what it is. It's not like I have like okay, well, here's your answers. Oh, well, here's your answers. I don't know who anybody is. I don't know them. So it's like, I will just say the stuff that I'm naturally going to have said anyway. And if it helps, great. It's like, I don't know what it is that I say that's going to help anybody, because I don't know who they are, and I don't know. So I just say a bunch of stuff, like a lot of stuff, and by random chance, if I say a bunch of stuff, some of it's going to make sense to somebody at some point. So it's not because it's like cold reading, that whole fake psychic thing where people just generalize psychic projections and things. It's like I'm thinking of I see a name. It starts with the letter R, and somebody in the audience is like, my name starts with the letter R, and it's like, and then it's just very, very hocus pocus, kind of shenanigans, shysters, for money, and like money and what's that word? Celebrity, just bogus hoaxsters, frauds, yeah, flim flam artists. So anyway, It bothers me. But where was I going? Dang it, I forgot. Well, whenever that happens, I just go to the next thing. But there were 34 of us there tonight. 34. And how many are going to be there a month from now? 3 months? 6 months? A year? Chances are really, really bad for a lot of them in there. I found out that one of the guys that chaired a meeting 2 weeks ago, Monday, 2 weeks ago from tomorrow, yeah, overdosed, dead, heroin, just chaired a meeting 2 weeks ago, now he's dead. His name was Matt. Yeah. Seemed like a nice guy. Just there's just no point. It's just really senseless, you know. Of course, that's not any different than how anything else is, but you know, it only just feels real when it's, you know, somebody that, you know, you just talked to or just saw. And, you know, I know this happens all the time every place else, and you know, there's disasters and wars and horror stories and, you know, just all sorts of bad stuff. Yeah, and I didn't even know this guy. I didn't really even know the people that knew him. But, you know, just how quickly people just, you know, and it was for no reason. For what good? You know, he thought he could get away with it, you know, heroin, a bad dose. I don't even know the story. But it's the same thing for any other drug too, you know, alcohol included, especially for people that, you know, are done for a long time, or, you know, are clean for a long time, or in recovery for a long time. If they go back out, you know, bad things can happen. You know, ugh. It's easier just to, you know, once done, stay done. So there's that whole, you know, getting, becoming, living, staying, being. Because the rewards and the promises and the potential, you know, it's like the answers are not in the drug. It's in the living, and it's in the dreaming. Because things do come true. Things are possible. Whatever you imagine, it can be done. And it's like, I don't even know what's right for me, but it doesn't stop me from trying and practicing and getting better and creating things that didn't used to exist, but all of a sudden now they do. So it's fun. I enjoy it. So, and it might be like a passing little novelty where I'm doing this video thing, but even if this is something that I just do for this little period of time, I will remember this fondly as a thing that I did for, you know, but I might just continue, because it is fun, and I tend to do things that I enjoy, and if it's a communication style that I pick up and becomes part of my arsenal, my toolbox, my war chest of things that I can do that I didn't used to be able to do, but now I can. My ability to speak, maybe, who knows? Who knows? sky's the limit. So, there's a lot I didn't used to be able to do. Now I can. Crazy. So, those are my thoughts. I've gone on for half an hour just talking. And as usual, there's something else I wanted to say. But I can't think of what it is yet. I have lots of things that I hope to be yets. We'll record some snow tomorrow. I hope it's nice looking. Go for a walk. See what the world has to show me. There's a lot more going on in the world than even I realize. There's good things too. It's not all misery. It's not all tragedy. So sometimes I just need to look in better places. And not to beat myself up or get too much in despair over things that I have no ability to control. And it's not my responsibility. And I can't save the world even if I wanted to. Do what I can. Make my world, my little corner of the world, make it a little bit better. And to show other people that they can do it too. So, you don't have to be alone. So, I guess that's all I've got. I should go, or this video gets difficult to upload. So if anything, I still have problems today. I still make mistakes today. But I have better problems. A higher quality. So, and the best part about the problems and the mistakes, I can work on them. And they're not the end of the world. So, it's a better life. It's a better life for me. Where there are no promises and there are no guarantees. I have a really, really good idea. And who knows what those ideas can turn into. So, I don't know. I should go. Okay.